BIPOC students attending predominantly white institutions endure racialized experiences that infringe on positive identity development and community engagement. Most research center on how racial harm impacts well-being, or seeks to address structural barriers, achievement gaps, and other issues. While important, they are all characterized by a deficits-based approach. However, positive aspects have been linked to persistence and satisfaction during students' enrollment in college. Desmond and Pallmeyer posit a positive design framework comprising 3 elements: pleasure, personal significance, and virtue. The framework explicitly aims to foster human flourishing by emphasizing the subjective well-being of individuals and communities. We transition our focus from a deficit lens to a positive design framework. By collecting and sharing meaningful student experiences, we can identify positive values that are conducive to their thriving and disseminate these insights within the HCI community. Our objective is to understand the meaningful experiences of BIPOC students and leverage those stories in a positive design framework that cultivates students' flourishing. We aim to answer the research question: what are the various positive, valuable, and meaningful experiences that come from being a BIPOC student at PWIs? Through qualitative interviews with BIPOC students from diverse ethnicities and backgrounds, we identified the following values. Students embodied resistance through awakening to racial systems and resisting adversity. For example, participants developed skills to navigate PWI spaces and engaged in cultural clubs. Students also demonstrated aspiration and hope by developing personal and professional goals. Some participants desired personal, mental, and physical wellness. Other participants desired to pursue professions that directly address racial disparity. Students took pride in their academic achievements, community contribution, and personal growth. One participant was proud of being more independent and managing personal responsibilities, while others took pride in organizing successful cultural events. Finally, students were thankful for positive opportunities, meaningful connections, and support from peers. Some were thankful for cultural communities where they were able to explore their racial identities freely. Others expressed gratitude for work connections from which they were able to thrive professionally. BIPOC students applied all these values throughout their enrollment, achieving feats such as developing interpersonal skills conducive to professional development and resisting against financial barriers by funding experiential learning opportunities for peers. Situate the applications of the values across all 3 aspects of a positive design framework. Students experienced pleasure when they engaged in campus activities such as cultural clubs because they were spaces that allowed students to reflect and socialize. They pursue short-term and long-term goals that enable personal happiness and fulfillment. We situate the personal values within designing for virtue as they guided and influenced students' decisions and actions. Designing for BIPOC students, we emphasize the need for designers and researchers to be intentional about integrating positive values because it has the potential to explicitly nudge students into activities that foster growth, well-being, and flourishing. In future work, we plan to build narrative storytelling games to adapt our positive design framework into action.